friendly friends, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3 4th Trial Part 2, The Squeakquel.
Things are going too well.
Too well.
Let's see how this gets messed up. Let's jump right into it.
Too smoothly. We're going too fast.
Just rock my world, Kokichi. Take that out of context. I don't care, but...
It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this.
You know, seeing as he's suffering from cancer. Everybody turned, what? That's the plot twist.
Okay, don't take this out of context, please. But I love that you're just like, Kokichi's just, man, look at this guy dying from cancer. What an idiot. Oh, man.
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.
So, if Mew messed with the program and made a wall only she could go through...
Oh, hold up. Don't go. That is a... Okay, you're right. That is a very cool Korikyo death icon.
Yeah, it's not an X.
No,
it's something.
It's just blood. Alright.
Then her secret route was through that wall? That's it, right? Like using a glitch in a game to walk outside the map.
Yeah.
I bet Mew had a hidden passage.
See,
like
we don't
that
have
in the back of
Chiaki,
the
but we have Resident Gamer.
But even if she could walk through walls, was there really a hidden passage?
Okay, so I will slightly amend my Pac-Man theory. Because there's a better way to explain it. It is true, it is Pac-Man. Because it's circle. However, she made a wall where there wasn't one, and then she made a map to imply that the wall she made was the real edge, when really the center was the edge.
Yeah, I thought we had gotten there. Sorry.
No. Like, I understand that that's basically the same thing, but I feel like it's a better way to express it than say she hid the fact it was a Pac-Man situation from everybody. She created a map so that it purposely felt like those outer walls reached to nowhere.
Gale, you are right. You are so right, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. We're about to get your boy executed.
No!
And you being right is supporting that. No, you're not trapped here. Beyond that wall, it's the end of the world. Literally. Past that wall, nothing exists. Everything ends there. Time, space, light, sound.
Right. There would be no point in going
soul,
if there was nothing on the
spirit,
other side.
Everything ends there.
But I'm just saying, like, that's how she knew, like, a part of her plan.
Yeah.
Because she made the map. So she made the map that specific orientation so that when you first look at it, you don't go, oh, I can go this way. Like, you look at it and you go, oh, that's the end of the game map.
Yeah.
Mew lied. Huh.
I thought I was the only liar here.
I wonder what the truth is. There's no way to find out now.
That cum-soaked urinal cake was totally lying about there being nothing past the wall.
That's one way to put it.
Pride, vulgarity, and secrets. Lying would be a piece of cake for her.
Kokichi, you no have to go that far.
You no have to call her cum-stained urinal cake.
Yeah, just urinal cake would suffice.
That felt bad even to say for me, man.
Monotaro?
Listen to you, talking about Mommy like she was a terrible lying whore.
She was only terrible!
But Mommy wasn't lying. There was no hidden route in that virtual world.
Oh, there wasn't, huh?
Oh.
You can't tell them such an important hint!
Yep, he just signed his last death flag.
If you say that hint is important, then I guess it must be true.
And Monophony, you just reinforced it.
Ah, jeez. You're lucky you're cute.
No.
Maybe he has no energy because he's just so disappointed in his children.
Yeah, he's
Again.
He's like, I made 5 failures. Not even 1 success. All 5 were failures.
Was Kokichi saying all that stuff about me to get the Cubs to reveal something? I guess I should thank him, but I have no idea why he does things sometimes.
Because he's the best deputy. Someone's gotta be the bad cop.
Hidden route. Why did she manipulate the program? there's actually nothing past the wall, then that setting was meaningless.
Mew wouldn't have done something meaningless. She would have had a plan.
Yes. Mew definitely wanted to be able to go through that wall for a reason. We aren't sure why yet, but once we solve the mystery of the virtual world... Mystery of virtual world? There have been a lot of strange occurrences in the virtual world.
It's almost as if it's not like the real world.
If we can determine why, we will also determine what Mew was up to. We'll know why she wanted to pass through the wall.
To escape!
Alright, let's clear up those strange occurrences.
And also to get there to kill and have an alibi.
Yeah, Gonta will help, even though Gonta not know what you're talking about.
Maybe you
Aw.
set this one out, big guy.
He's so positive, though. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he can be a cheerleader.
Speaking of strange occurrences, I'm just plain worried about that one thing. Remember? That thing that made us notice all the strange occurrences?
The Big Bang! The event that led us there.
You think it's the bang?
I think it's the bang.
This is it!
It was the bang.
We're gonna start by talking
mean
about
the loud
the
sound that
creation
you
of
and
the
I heard in the
universe.
kitchen?
The Big Bang.
Theory. The universe did not exist before the Big Bang Theory aired in 2013, was it?
I don't know, man.
11? Somewhere around there. There was no God before Big Shelton. You mean the loud sound that you and I heard in the kitchen?
Adam and Eve, I think you mean...
I think you mean Leonard and Penny.
Yeah.
America didn't exist before that. There was no history before Big Bang Theory.
First man on the moon? Howard Wolowitz. We didn't even know space was a thing until he pioneered the subject.
It's actually true. Gravity did not exist until Howard Wolowitz discovered it in 2017.
Yeah, guys.
Season finale.
Guys, gotta love the history you learn on this show.
And that is why we will worship him. Bazinga. Bang. Ah! Gets better every time.
What was the sound? It sounded as if we're saying the same lines that we've said before.
Hmm? You all heard that sound too?
Yes, in the mansion's kitchen.
But that sound occurred near the chapel. How did you hear it all the way at the mansion?
First off, sound can't go past the map loading point.
Pac.
Did that sound really come from the chapel?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man! 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 Pac-Man!
Show me Pac-Man!
Hitting the chapel wall. It was real loud.
What if it's a Hangman's Gambit and it literally is Pac-Man? Pac-Man logic.
This is all just an advertisement for Pac-Man and Smash. A new fighter joins the battle.
And we definitely heard it. We heard Kibo's voice as well.
For now, let's go outside and check. Oh no!
Was that Kibo or was that Ringo?
Oh no! Good golly gravy! I see a body!
Yes, we heard your voice. We heard your annoying, disgusting robot voice, Kibo.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, that was a lot.
Exactly. That has to be some kind of clue to the mystery of the virtual world.
Okay, well, let's check the answers later and try to find all the other clues first.
No!
Pac-Man! The answer is Pac-Man!
If it's not,
There was
we
another
can't air
mysterious
these.
phenomenon in the virtual world, wasn't there?
We
Too
need
late.
to go back and redo the last 7 episodes.
Oh, wow. You know, it feels like they want us to think it's Pac-Man, but it's... I get the feeling it's not a Pac-Man scenario.
Oh, hey, we're going into the virtual world. I wonder if Miyu's going to use this as an example, as an opportunity to try to kill Kichi. By turning yourself into an object. What was the other mysterious
Kichi talked
phenomenon?
like he noticed something. Pretending not to know?
Even Gonta is suspicious of me? I always thought you would be the one to trust me.
No, that's me.
I really hope
Sorry.
that
Gonta not
Kokichi's
mean it like
execution
that.
is just Gonta punching him.
No!
Just, hey, Monokuma, Gonta, do you want to do this one? Okay. Bam! Done!
There's no need to apologize to him. He's probably just lying again.
What was the other strange occurrence? Did you see it, Shuichi?
Another mysterious phenomenon. Something that shouldn't be possible, like Miyu in the mansion with that loud noise. I need to remember everything else that happened in there. Oh, it was the bridge.
Mind mine!
It was the sign going to... I believe it was the sign going to the other side of the river. Yeah, the river. There we go. Can you just click that now, or it has to be completely clear?
There we go. Haha! Look how good I am.
I see it.
I see it in my mind's eye! A river!
I see water running, but not with shoes.
Was odd for me.
I see a plank in the stream being carried
I see-
by the whims of fate!
I see the future. The hilly future.
Odd how? We mentioned it before, but Mew dropped the sign in the river.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
How many times have you said that?
I don't know, but hopefully this is the last time I have to do her voice.
8 times. Whoops,
unnatural
my
about
hand
it.
slipped!
I just need a button for it. Finding the sign was definitely weird. It was on the wrong side. I'm most confused by how the sign got there. I should remember exactly what happened with that sign. Alright, here we go!
Another psychic taxi!
And I'll compliment your driving skills when you earn it.
Wow!
This is 1-1 of driving. This is not Rainbow Road.
Oh my gosh.
I am appreciative of the smoky billboards, though. Just reinforces that you picked the right thumbnail.
I only pick thumbnails of class.
So, clickbait.
Yes. Of course, every YouTuber must become a master in the ways of clickbait.
Hey, Gail.
Yeah?
You missed that one.
Whoa! I didn't want to hit the car! You're so mean to me!
Thinking time? We weren't thinking while we were driving before?
At which point, the river, right? River?
Yeah. And it should have gone toward
Odd
the chapel, but ended up being in front of the mansion.
Odd question.
Yeah?
But no, the question was worded oddly.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask, like, hey, odd question. Why did she just flip directly into the car?
Where did she learn those gymnastic moves?
How did she stop the car going from, like, 200 to 0?
Look at me skirt by that car. No damage.
Yeah, but you missed a box.
Oh my god.
It's a loop.
There's the end of the river.
You gotta hit that prostitute.
Transition point?
I think so.
Nope. Okay. Chapel side?
No, mansion side.
Mansion side. Nope. Chapel side. This is what I get for believing in you. But it's a loop.
Do I have to pay extra knowing that I killed 2 on the way here? Real talk, though. All workers' lives have value. Don't denigrate sex work. Moving along. You can make fun of Gale's driving, though. As I was saying.
You threw me off. You didn't compliment me, so now my driving's atrocious. This is what I get.
I think you were just too distracted by sex workers. Which, I mean,
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Means they're good at their job.
Have you ever tried driving? I'm not gonna finish that statement.
Do you mean in general, or with 2 prostitutes in the car? With 2 escorts?
You know, I didn't want to finish the implication. I'm sure all the adults in the room can understand.
God. Oh my, she's learning the Tokyo Drift. Oh, there's a 4th question. Oh my gosh. I couldn't decide on God or gosh and went gush.
Gush.
Something about the current?
It floated against the river's current because Pac-Man, even though it flowed with the river's current. But I think it wants us to say backwards, right?
Let's try it.
I think that's what they're getting at, like it went against, but it was technically with.
We get 4?
We are.
We can afford 4?
We're styling. We got the mono coins. Complete!
It appeared as though the sign was carried against the river's current.
So, what was that conversation you were having in your head about prostitutes?
We all saw Mew drop the sign and watched the river carry it downstream. And the river was wide there. The sign should have traveled downriver toward the chapel, correct? It should have hit the wall on the far side of the chapel and stopped there. But that's not where we found it. We found it near the mansion, nestled in some rocks.
The signboard should have been near the chapel, but we found it on the other side.
Pac-Man!
Hold up. Didn't you stay on the chapel side? She probably grabbed the signboard from the chapel wall to cross the river. Then left it on the boulders near the mansion so she could get back.
Why would she leave the signboard where it could get swept away and leave her stranded?
Also, this has nothing to do with walking through the wall, right? We're getting off topic. We're so
Kaito,
close to the truth.
you had nothing to
We
this
just have to
conversation.
connect the how and what.
The how is Pac.
All the
The
mysterious
what
things that
is
happen
man.
have to connect with each other somehow.
Connect how?
A wall only objects can pass through. Sounds that shouldn't be heard. A signboard going against the river current. How are they all connected?
Jesus!
Waka Waka and ghosts! Eat a cherry? Go!
I don't know. But Shuichi should know, right?
No! Do I know?
Yeah.
What is it?
He's holding his head going, the voices in my head keep telling me something about a yellow man? A man who eats ghosts. Does anyone understand? Can anyone interpret what the voices in my head are saying?
What?
We would be in a lot of trouble if you didn't. The only one who can solve this mystery and save us all is you.
Kaito.
So, how are they connected? Do you know Shuichi?
Ah, well, what we know so far is that the unnatural way the sign was carried is possibly related to the wall.
What's the question? Oops, that's not what I meant to press. Sorry. I pressed Y instead of X to show the question.
Gale.
I didn't mean to. I wanted to know what clue is related to unnatural sign where it came to the river.
Map of the world?
Nope. I think it's the object classification that objects can go through the wall, maybe?
So just Miyu as Avatar?
Wall added by Miyu?
This is it!
What relates to the wall added by Miyu? Is it
The
the wall
wall!
added by Miyu?
Can pass through. The sign should have stopped at the wall on the other side of the chapel. But if that wall happened to be the one that Mew set to allow objects through...
I see. It's a wall only non-humans can pass through.
Okay. This is like the
That
fun
means
house,
the
but
signboard
dumb.
can pass through the wall, right?
I don't know. The funhouse was... We thought we had the funhouse, and then we didn't.
We never... No, I never thought I did. So I was just like, I don't care. It was so long. So long in the funhouse.
It's a long
There
time.
were like 3 separate character arcs in the funhouse.
You're not wrong.
Even
And
if
we've
it could
discovered
pass
the
through
secret
chapel
of the
wall,
new
how would it
funhouse.
get
There was
by the
a
mansion?
whole freaking escape room in the funhouse.
Yes, you take the map, and you take it off the wall, and you roll it up just a little bit, and you get a tiny little smidgen of tape, and you put it on the backside. There, we're done. We got it. If it's not this... If it's not this, I will go back and replay the funhouse. Oh my
The only way
god.
it could do that is if the wall was a warp zone. But it's not, right?
That's right, that's the real issue here. How could the signboard pass through the wall but end up on the mansion side? What would explain that?
Leave it to me, Shuichi. I, your partner, will give you hints in times of trouble.
Wow. Singing words of wisdom. Let it be Pac-Man. Let it be. Let it be. Pac-Man. Logic C.
When I find myself in times of trouble, friend Kokichi comes to me. It fits!
Yes.
Or my Kokichi, maybe.
This is the virtual world. We should throw away all of our common sense, okay?
Huh?
She's not dead!
What does that even mean?
Kokichi might be onto something here. We need to forget about what we know and just think about it. How did the signboard pass through the wall downstream and end up upstream? Portals!
Thingy with portals!
This is Portal 3! Putting common sense inside of the flow of the river.
That's it!
Pac-Man! I gotta
What
stop
if
saying
both
Pac-Man.
ends of the river were
I
connected?
feel like that's
We need a counter.
the counter. In the corner. Go. How many times have I said Pac-Man? Oh shoot, as the editor, now I gotta have so much more
I
work.
trapped you! Also, does that include previous episodes, though? Or just this episode?
No, absolutely not. I am not going back 7 episodes to count how many times we said Pac-Man.
If we both say it at the same time, does that count as 1 or 2?
2.
Okay.
I've established the rule. Sorry, Editor Gale.
And now you're gonna put the answer up right there.
Alright, well, that was fun and a waste of an hour of my time.
What if both ends were connected?
Both ends of river connected?
Exactly. To put it another way, the river isn't cut off at the wall near the chapel. It's all part of one big loop. The upstream part of the river is connected to it.
What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river can't...
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Haven't you played a video game before, Kaito? Or were you too astronauty for games?
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
I don't know, I just don't feel like astronauts play a lot of video games.
Sorry, for some reason, when you said astronauty, all I heard was the naughty part. I'm like, are you saying he was too down and dirty to play games?
No!
He was with his other friends at Space Camp getting astronauty. They were in the several mile high club.
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through the chapel wall, it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall too.
They're the same wall! Ah!
Wait, in that case...
I got it! I know why Mew only set up one wall.
What are you talking about now?
Silence, magician!
We took...
Lest we burn you with a stake!
30 minutes was all it took in the last episode for us to figure out the entire murder plot Mew had set up. In the same amount of time we have just figured out that the world is a loop!
The reason she'd only set up one wall is because of the chapel wall and the mansion walls.
They're the same wall!
They're duplicates!
The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall.
Look at his little shocked face. The same?
It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis.
Y-axis?
That single wall divides the entire virtual world.
So now here's the question.
The idea is, you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Did the game devs think we wouldn't understand that and it would be cool? And that's why it took us so long to get there?
Everything is starting to
Or did they just want to annoy us and how long it took us to get there?
I think we are primed by how much Danganronpa we played in quick succession to be like, oh my god, what's the secret? We looked at a virtual world and we were like, alright, she knocked off the bridge. Already we were thinking, how does someone get to the other side?
Also, what's the intended age for these games?
I don't know. But
Because, like, we're in our 20s.
True. But the point being that we're primed for it, we're thinking about it critically, we are under pressure to...
We are farmers. Yeah.
No, we are pressured to, like, really try to get it right because we're putting on a show for other people who are listening and we want to sound smart, so we're trying to think it through.
That's what everyone who watches this thinks. Man, they sound smart. Pac-Man, Pac-Man.
Look, I'm sure someone thinks that we're intelligent. Someone has got to think that we have some sort of brain. One of you listens to us because we're smart, right? One of you, please tell me.
There's I started watching a little bit of Suits, and you know, he's applying to the job because of circumstances, and the guy's like, so why wouldn't I go with someone else out there in the hallway? And he's like, yeah, I'd be fine if you did. I also like to hang out around dumb people, see how the other half lives. I don't know which half we're on.
See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Your heart and mine are connected in a tapestry of love and hate.
More importantly, this is the final stretch!
Is it?
We're here! We're at the finish line!
Is it?
It's definitely not.
If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
I'm guessing it's going to be a Hangman's Gambit, a four-letter...
It's a cylinder!
Loop.
Loop!
Loop.
Suppose we should clear that up.
And I'm not talking about a jeweler's lens.
Okay. I see a lot of O's and some D's.
So the second word is world, I think. I'm seeing M's as well.
Round world?
Yeah.
I don't see any U's. Nope.
Because I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. Loopy world?
The one world. There's L's.
I do think it's loopy.
Well, you're wrong.
We only have 2 hearts left. Oh, crap.
I haven't played my world today! It's not R, it's not L.
I thought those were W's, but some of those are M's.
Yeah, let's try M. Oh, it's
Nope,
a W.
It's a very, very wide world.
World?
I mean, let's just try world. So we have O's. I think what you were just on was an O. That one should be an R.
World Ender. Alright, a D.
I think that one right there is a D.
This one?
I think so.
Loop?
World loops.
It's like we're trying to find out the hidden, like, oh, Fruit Loops ripoff. What is the Fruit Loops ripoff? World Loops!
No, World Loops was the progenitor. It was the Fruit Loops of yore.
The virtual world
by
is
which
a loop.
Toucan Sam came to this plane.
Loop.
Loop.
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example...
Say it!
When a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yes, like the game?
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a
Say it again! We're waiting with such bated breath, I want them to say it.
No, come on! Just fucking say it!
Pac-Man! Say Pac-Man!
I was about to toss the chair, cry for joy. Vindication eluded.
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away.
It's okay, they can't afford the rights to
vanished into
Pac-Man.
the wall down the stream of the river.
They couldn't get
Came
Pac-Man.
that same wall
Pac-Man was too busy being in Smash. He didn't have time to be in Danganronpa too.
We have seen this animation like a dozen times.
and floated with the current until it got caught on the rocks.
Just hammering it in.
Before Mew added the wall.
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but they do know Earth is a looping world, right?
Nah, Danganronpa worlds are flat.
like
Also,
the planet is a sphere. If you keep going around the sphere, you're gonna end up where you started. You realize that's how
I feel
the planet works, right?
I feel so drained because I got so hyped and so ready for them to hear the words Pac-Man that I just it's gone.
It's that we did get very excited.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kivo's voice.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
It went the other way.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
Huh?
Let me give you a lesson about physics.
I have a physics question.
Sure.
But first, we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Sound is vibrating airwaves, right?
Yes.
And it's roughly directional, right?
Yes.
I know you can there are devices that you can use to cast a very narrow but long, basically, beam of sound.
Yeah.
Can you bend it?
Can you bend sound? Yes. Think of it bends in a similar way to, like, light.
I was thinking, like, around a black hole. Like, if you put it there, it would bend around and possibly go in orbit and get absorbed in.
Yeah, so if you think about light going through the air and then hitting water and then, like, the angle changes, you know, that's why, like, when you put something in on the other side of a clear glass of water, sometimes it looks, like, bigger, sometimes it looks, like, in a different angle.
I hope that was also because light was light is both a solid and a wave,
yeah,
right?
But that's basically the wave of light. Because of the density of the two things it's vibrating through, it changes its angle. Yeah. And then that is what is interpreted by our eyes. So even though we know that on the other side of a glass of water is just a regular, say, like a ball, like just a regular red ball, it's still a red ball to us, but its proportions will be different from what we anticipate because the light has refracted through the water in such a way that when it gets to our eyeballs, we've interpreted it differently than it truly exists in the world. Same thing with sound. I speak to you, it goes through air, we're geared for air, so it goes into our ears totally normal and we interpret it as we normally interpret sound. If we were to talk through nitrogen, then that changes. If we talk through
What I
water, if you try to talk underwater, it sounds weird.
What I specifically mean is going to be bent by... We have been going on this for 2 minutes now, so I'll see if I want to edit this out. But, being bent by gravity. Meaning, because I'm thinking about the Earth as a sphere, with a gravitational pull toward the center, and if you were to have, say, a beam of sound, would it be pulled by gravity so that it, in theory, go around and curve? Or would it just go straight off into space?
Yes and no. So, the way that we project sound, right, it vibrates through air.
But the air itself does not...
The air is affected by gravity.
But the air doesn't move. It's like a wave, right? The waves go...
I mean, it does move the air.
But it doesn't push the... It's not the same air going all the way across. It's sending vibrations across the air as if it were water and rings in water.
Every air particle it goes through is affected by gravity. So in that sense, gravity does play a role. But gravity does not affect vibrations other than at a normal level. So like gravity is not going to pull the vibration more as it continues further. It's always affecting at the same level unless you change gravity during its movement. And in the case of like a planetary example, that gravity is pretty constant. There's subtle changes depending on like the size of the sphere and if it's an even surface or whatever. But in cases of like that, typically it's constant. We use constants in general. So as it goes over the surface of the planet, since gravity's constant, it's affecting the air constantly, it's not really going to change anything about the sound vibrations.
So it would not pull it basically across the surface of the Earth. It would not pull it around.
Gravity's not going to do that. The amount of gravity is going to have effects, but they're going to be it's the constant.
But it affects the nature of the air. It doesn't... Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't affect sound after it's produced. It affects everything currently. So, theoretically, if gravity was, more, we might sound different to each other, but we would always sound different to each other. It would become our new normal. It wouldn't be a change. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, audience.
There's more I want to talk about it, but...
Audience, I hope that minor physics lessons from someone who, warning, I did take high-level college physics, but I'm certainly not a physicist and my day job, so, take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty confident about what I know, but there is a possibility that some physicist comes in and is like, well, actually, according to this principle...
This trial was going too quickly. So we needed to do a quick divot into the science corner with Gale and Darling.
We needed to manually slow this thing down.
Whoa there, we got Pac-Man way too fast.
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside
the reason I was asking because if I was still picturing it as a cylinder, right?
Yeah.
And even if they're on opposite sides of the cylinder, if we're assuming that the cylinder, because it's a computer program, assuming the physics don't work necessarily the same way, that it wouldn't pass through the cylinder, so I don't know if there would be reason for it to pull around, or that you'd be able to hear it on the opposite side.
It would be... the thing is, it's not an opposite side at that point, because the chapel's right next to the mansion. You just don't see it because of the wall.
I guess.
But the sound is not a human object, so it passes through that wall just normally. So its distance is like 5...
Sound is an object!
It is, technically.
Okay.
It's not human.
That's what I forgot when I was considering all of these things. Sound is an object. There we go. Sound's not a person, dummy.
Sound is not a human. What's the question? Where's the looping point? The looping point is here?
Oh no, it's the center.
There!
We don't know what we're talking about anymore.
World looped. We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather, her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sound emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
And that's why it was Kokichi. That's why our 10-minute physics discussion was worth it.
That's right. That's how the virtual world works.
Impressive, Shuichi! For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed!
I am useful! Why am I useful?
Why do you look at that and feel, oh yeah, he's just doing some positive affirmation, and not, he just fucking killed someone?
Guys! He can give me positive information and have killed someone! They are not mutually exclusive beings!
Was literally, they had to write it out. Do you know how they transcribed it? Mwahahaha.
I need to practice my laugh to make it mwahaha. I need that to be the translation.
God damn it, Gil. I used to do that. I used to intentionally.
You pulled the strings here.
I do it on this channel for a long time as well. Try to make it deeper and like richer so it sounded evil.
I don't know what how I would type out my laugh. Right now it's like gerbil laugh. So I don't know how to translate gerbil laugh into characters.
Wingdings. Mew pull the strings here.
Mew also set this trap. It all began when Mew showed us the map.
The map?
Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center, which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
It would have been even more obvious if they had kept the forest, like, continuing on.
Yeah, I mean, I know the hill has continuity there, but...
Yeah, but it's just like, that's another thing they did to kind of trick your eye, because it's such a clear, oh, the forest is on the left, and there's a mountain on the right. And that, you know, there isn't a forest continuing on the right. So... Even though there were other things like that path in the water, they did do some tricky things. To
like every other thing works, but except for that, you're right.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap.
I love
but
maps.
We solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior!
One of my coworkers actually caught me the other day saying, "God, I love maps" to myself. I had to make some for work.
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery.
That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
I'm not used to this much praise. Someone, talk down to me. Tell me I'm worthless, please!
Well, now let's talk about which projection we're using.
You're welcome.
Yeah, why are they all, like... This be weird.
It is.
Is this what acceptance is like? I don't know if I like it.
It's sad that we think this is a setup.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class trial works, after all!
Can I be Kokichi for next Halloween?
No.
That just seems like a sick scarf, you know?
I am not going to say no. I will just reflect. I'll use therapist language. When you say you want to be Kokichi for Halloween, it makes me sad. I feel sad.
We could be a couple's costume. You could be Shuichi. Nobody will understand. Absolutely nobody.
When you say I could be Shuichi, I feel even more sad.
Kokichi talking like Monokuma again.
No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe your lies. I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's how I'm gonna reach the truth.
The truth that I murdered her.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
What is Kokichi's plan here? He's definitely prodding at Kaido on purpose. There's no time for distractions like him. What we have to do is find the culprit who killed Miyu. Doesn't matter how many little mysteries we solve, if we can't find the culprit, it will all be for nothing. But I still don't know for sure who it could be. Who used Miyu's own plan against her to kill her? Who killed Miyu?
It was Korikyo's ghost!
I go for Korikyo next Halloween.
Intermission!
Oh no, it is going to be a long trial then.
Yeah, of course, we knew that.
Yeah, but we were hoping it was going to be like a 2-episode. We were hoping it was going to be a shorter.
Yeah, and maybe if we didn't spend 10 minutes talking about physics, it would have been.
Hey, you could have answered my question quickly, but you had to explain it.
I had to
You had to
answer.
explain it to the audience. Man, I'm bushed. I got no motivation at all. And Monophanie's period is late too.
God, that's gross. I hate this.
Father, why do you know Monophanie's cycle?
And another thing.
Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation.
Yeah?
Lack of hibernation? Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate.
That's awful. What could be causing it?
Ah.
Is it because you have a lot on your mind?
Huh?
Is it because the graveyard shift pays better hourly wage?
Huh? Really?
Is it because you don't want them to think you're just goofing around?
Huh?
Is it because you want to stay friends?
Huh?
I hate this. I'm sorry, I'm loving this, but it hurts. Is it because you want to watch it in real time?
What was the original question again? I've forgotten.
Why is he not sleeping well?
Ah.
Father?
He's gone into hibernation. We should let him be.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Night-night.
Alright, back to the glass trial.
Back to the game. My head.
Monotaro! Pull yourself together!
I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but I just can't. My head hurts so much. I just can't remember.
If you've forgotten, maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
I hate this plot.
First Korikyo. Now this.
I really hate this plot.
Let's just get through it.
Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
Shuichi's just like,
Colossal death.
aww.
Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Pac-Man! Are you still counting?
No.
Oh, dang it.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
Before we had to watch
we
that.
understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Yes.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
Doing it anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
Yes.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
And I'd have been dead, so I couldn't explain any of this to you. One more time!
In color this time.
Woo!
Whoops, my hand slipped.
Woo! What a
She
line!
dropped the bridge on purpose, so she could separate the chapel from the mansion.
I'd like to thank the Academy for recognizing me for
Then
the same line
secretly
done
passed
6 times.
through the wall she installed and took advantage
I
of
know
the
it's
loop.
basic voice actor work, but I'm not getting paid for this, so...
After,
Yep.
she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit killed her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan.
Because she only had him paralyzed by her touch.
She knew that Kokichi
Well,
would
I'm not paralyzed, but I see.
Suspicious.
Yeah, she really loved Finger 11.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
Okay, I'm glad that it's not just she's possessed, whatever, but Himiko coming through. She's coming strong.
Don't say such mean things. Killing game bad, not Mew.
Nope, Mew was pretty awful.
Bad person. Going to think we could have been friends if things different.
If her personality was different.
She showed me her boobs once. We're tied together by that memory.
That is the only reason I likes her. It's the only reason anybody likes her. Which is exactly what she intended, which is the worst part.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, what did I miss?
No
Sorry.
way, Jose.
I was too busy thinking about Mew's boobs.
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Mew was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Sledding!
So where did that lattice come
now
from?
we know the mansion and
Either
chapel
the storage
were actually
or
next
the bathroom.
to each other.
I keep saying the bathroom because he said it's common in bathrooms, old Japanese bathrooms.
True. And we never got to go in the bathroom.
So I couldn't double
Despite
check.
all of our attempts to see what it is that happens when we pee.
But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall?
Extreme sledding! And I know a guy who's mastered it in his mind. It was Hajime! It was Hajime Hinata the entire time! All the bike snowboarding came to this!
Oh, fuck me.
I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Going to not throw her!
We know. You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized?
Gonta, you couldn't have done it because you don't understand anything about how anything works!
That problem. Going to know can protect everyone if that happens.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
Yeah, Gonta.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard.
The sound of her face meeting against chapel wall. Just smack.
Ah.
Because of that sound,
Sorry, I
you
forgot to
guys
do the
went
bang.
the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Mew there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
That at least clears Samugi.
Yeah, I was starting to worry about that, but Samugi's clear. I think Kaito's still clear.
I don't know about
Unless he
Kaito.
found some way of rigging it up so that the body would fall an hour after.
There's still the switching of the chords that we have to get through.
Yeah.
And one person had a glitch. That's got to be talked about. But it can't be Samugi because she's with us. Unless she was switched with somebody.
And it can't be any people there with the chapel.
Because they didn't know. So that's Kibo, Himiko, and Maki. So it's
Gonta.
Gonta,
Kokichi, and Kaito.
Kaito.
Or we go back to the idea that it was autoerotic asphyxiation. I mean, we just solidified that she did choke herself out, so like, or she was choked out, so like...
Maybe it was us all along.
Again, let's do it. There's no doubt in my mind that the noise is related to the case. We need to figure out what that sound could have been. Might be the clue we need to solve this case. So what was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else.
It sounded like a face meeting
What were
the
those
chapel
two
wall.
things it could be.
I know it's the lattice, but it's me.
I think it is Miyu.
I think it's the lattice, right? She was on the lattice.
Yeah, and I would say it's Miyu. We got 5 seconds, but you do you.
Okay. Alright.
I told you.
It is Miyu's face hitting the wall.
Okay, we only have 1 life left for this entire trial.
That's fine.
That's it.
She was
I
on the
think the
lattice.
sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall. The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise.
Okay, no. That lattice... I don't know what a lattice is. I'm thinking of like a pallet.
Okay, think of pallet at the back half. I said pallet earlier. That was my bad.
I keep thinking of a heavy pallet that she was put on like a sled and then smacked into the chapel wall. That's why I'm waiting with lattice, because I'm thinking big, heavy chunk of wood. But I'm happy it's her face.
Ruling those out, the only other explanation
I know you said to
is that
Tommy
the
Matt.
sound
Think
was
to Tommy
Mew
Matt.
colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Miyu's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. We felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Can't wait to do a Hangman's
Hold on,
Gambit,
Kokichi. What's up with the way
gambit
you're
of
talking?
Sledding!
Matt as
Why are you talking
Toboggan.
like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Yeah!
Friends? Us?
Hold up.
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
We still have to remember that Kokichi had his conversation with Monokuma
Yeah.
about some big thing he wants to reveal.
Yeah.
About whatever he learned with Kiko, whatever that is.
Yeah.
My initial thought is, what if he's hyping us up? He knows he's gonna die, and he's gonna take us with him.
I don't see why, though. That
'Cause-
doesn't seem very fun.
He's pinning all of their hopes on us, and then he's taking away that hope.
I think he's trying to get them all to be like, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? It must be, it must be someone. Oh, it was Miyu? Oh, we trusted her. Well, she's trying to kill Kokichi. Well, it must be Kokichi. And it can't be any of our friends who believed in us. Oh, it was Kaito? Kaito, our friend who believes in us? Kaito, who all along is like, I don't like you, Kokichi. Like, he was the one who murdered? Like, I think he's going for a reverse Uno card of expectations.
I'm sure he is as well, yeah. But, what if I still think it's like oh no, Kaito, she's gonna kill me, you have to save me kind of a deal. We'll see. But I'm waiting to see what that card is and what he pulls out when the trial ends. He's waiting for something dramatic.
Yeah.
Alright.
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Pac-Man! Wait, we already did that. Getting Mew's avatar to crash into the chapel. There's only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
Don't.
You don't need to.
We don't need it.
You what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope, and the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
Yes. Sledding. We were kids too once.
We lived in a climate that allowed
If
for
the
sledding.
culprit needed
Lots
force
of
to
snow.
move the body, I wonder how they did it.
Kokichi, a little too much of a hint.
Kokichi is talking as if he's got this whole thing figured out already.
He does.
But I can't let him distract me. I need to solve this case. How to make Miyu hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion. I'm going to find the answer!
What?
It is sled.
Sled? Blah blah? Something on... Something the sled?
I mean, we have S, L, and D so far, so start off with sled. It tends to change what letters it gives us as it goes on. Sled the roof. Slid the body. S-L-I-D. I think that one there is an I. Nope, that's the I and that's the D.
Okay. Slid the body. There's no T.
Slid. I mean, we see O and F, so I'm guessing the last word's roof.
Off? Slide off roof?
Could be it. Yep.
Slid off roof. This is our?
Yep.
O-O-F. O-O-F.
I see now.
See, I only need one heart! I'm too good at this game! She said, having lost all but one heart worth of life.
From Miu's avatar.
Slide?
Aw, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Miu's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No, no. It would slide.
No, no.
It
That
wouldn't
was
slide.
cute, though. I will give him that. No, no.
No, no, no.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Who the hell is Shuma?
I could go for some shumai right now.
He's a pupil of Ramen Man. Sorry, my hobby.
I'm gonna order dinner. I want some shumai. I'm positive that's how the avatar was moved, but maybe the culprit used something else as well to help her body slide. Lube. She always had a gallon of it on her.
Lattice near
Even
the
if her
chapel.
avatar slid off the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Well, duh, it would.
If it made that much noise, it must have built up a lot of speed.
Lots of snow piled up on roof.
Yes,
Not
that's true.
frozen solid, right?
Nope.
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
That's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like that.
They really gonna make it the last one?
They really did. We had to see all the options.
No, wait. There was something that could have been used to help
I
slide
love
Miu's
anime
body.
characters' hair and how it like expands with their emotions. I wish I could have my hair just like increase in volume when I'm angry or like serious. Ooh.
I would appreciate that, because it would help.
Is she really angry at me? I can't tell. Let me look at her hair. How puffy is it?
Do you remember the lattice that was found by Miu's avatar?
No, I get one of those. A hoge?
Yeah.
I get one of those a hoge and it
No,
like
you get one of those at Hague House.
and then it bounces with my emotions. Or like I'm paying attention to something and it points like I was like a dog.
The culprit laid her on top of that, then used it as a sled on the roof. I did notice the lattice in the storage room when I first looked.
Oh, the lattice was in the storage room.
But during
Darn,
the
it wasn't in the bathroom.
investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof? Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct! After the culprit killed Mew on the rooftop,
Shadow being!
Can't wait for the super chibi shadow comic.
And slid her down the roof's steep slope.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
But doesn't that mean they had to know that only objects could pass through that wall?
That, or they were just able to be, they were able to know that she got through. They didn't necessarily have to know that they couldn't go through, they only had to know that she could go through.
Yeah.
And if they figured out, or if possibly they saw her come across, they would know.
And the only people who knew were Kokichi and Mew.
So are you saying Kokichi did it?
I'm saying it seems that way, but also it's like...
It's too obvious at this point?
It's too... yeah. Though I'm still thrown off of maybe Kibo did it because of robot body. But that's like
or that Kokichi did it as someone else. Because you're right, we still gotta address switched wires.
Yeah, and glitch for one of the
like
avatars.
That hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff.
I know that hedgehog.
Pac-Man?
I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
What's wrong with Ogilvy?
Is that really what gets Monokuma to come back to us? A hatred of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I mean, hey, I don't want to say I agree with him, but I sympathize.
Motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful.
I played Sonic Unleashed for 5 hours. It was enough.
You gotta be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather?
A friend of mine tried to get me to play a Sonic game. I was like, which one? He's like, just one of the good ones. So I went to the Wikipedia page for Sonic games. It was some like list. I said, okay, chronologically, this one, no. This one, no. This one, no. This one, that one was okay. This one, no. There were 3 playable Sonic games out of like 15. And people still say it's a good series. Sorry, I'm sorry, Monokuma. You're getting me all hyped up, okay?
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
The culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
What? Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects. Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from Mew, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
And you.
That's real sneaky, leaving yourself off the list.
Ooh, you got me.
Okay, wait, no, he wouldn't have been able to, because if she touched him, he would be paralyzed, right?
Yes.
So, is it that Kaito was the one that glitched and said that he logged off earlier than he actually did?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think it's Gonta. I don't think he understands anything about how this works. If it is Gonta, it's someone using Gonta's body.
It's not us or Samugi.
It's not us or Samugi.
I mean, we know it's Kaito or Kokichi, but between the two, I'm gonna... Look, my earlier guess was Kokichi. Or what if it was both of them? That's why he asked about a tie.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. We don't know enough to name the culprit yet, but one of them is suspicious. When we were talking about the rooftop, they clearly lied. What reason would they have to lie? I'll need to press them for information before making any judgments.
Is it... Right? They want us to think that he's suspicious? How did he know about all this stuff if he didn't make it to the roof?
I think so. That or it's Kaito.
It's you!
I mean, I think they're being like, Kokishi's
Kokichi,
being suspicious.
There's something I need to know.
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
No.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
But he knows about the slope.
It all began when Mio showed us the map. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed the killer on the roof.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
Mine.
Not that one. Not that one. Try top middle.
Free up storage space. We don't have enough space for all this Danganronpa.
So it's either top middle or bottom middle.
This one, right?
Yep.
Now I can click it.
I see it!
Because how else do you know the
When
lattice was in
explaining
the
that
roof?
The door to the roof was locked. You said.
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
Yes.
But later, you said.
Since the mansion on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
Technically, all things you could
That's
see
a
from the
lot of
outside of the
specific
house, probably.
information.
Maybe
Stuff
not.
I wouldn't
Their
know if you
avatars
hadn't
couldn't
been
look
there.
up that much.
Maybe in the virtual world.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
What?
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
I didn't. I already told you that before.
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
Probably not.
Nope.
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Wait, I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko.
Is it my fault?
No, Himiko. Nothing's your fault. This is... Kokichi's just being Kokichi.
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't!
Yes, she did.
Yes,
She
you did.
did not!
She did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
What a worthless fight!
He's back!
Stop them, Grandpa! Oh, this terrible
Sonic hate
fighting
gets
is
you
bad
hyped.
for the
It
baby.
puts a fire in your belly
Yeah,
when you see the movie come
Grandfather,
out.
Stop them before your grandkid is born.
I hate you both, and you're both dying.
I'm not gonna apologize, cause Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
We don't have time for this. But Kokichi is stubborn. He won't fess up no matter what. If he's being this stubborn, it makes me think he has something to hide. To get him to show his hand, I have to prove that he was on the roof.
And we'll prove that in the next episode of Danganronpa. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting to that sweet, sweet climax. Do you feel it? Do you feel it pulsing through your blood? That feeling of one of our favorites is gonna die.
It's gonna be Kokichi.
I really hope it's not, but it might be. Who knows? We'll find out in the next episode. See you guys there for the finale of this trial. Bye-bye! Hi there, it's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the bell if it was okay, I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.